It's Goldman Diaries. It's just family. You know how she is. That's what she said. Like she was stepping over broken glass, pretending not to feel it. Soft voice. Careful tone. Like I might crack if she pressed too hard. But I didn't crack. I didn't say, "It's okay. I get it." I just listened. And waited. She kept going. "It might be better if you don't come. Just to keep things simple." Simple. That's what I was now. Not family. Not a guest. Not even worth a lie. Just a complication. The woman who once fought for me, cried for me, prayed with me, now didn't have space for me at her mother's table. I hung up, not because I wanted to be polite, because my throat was about to betray me, and I wasn't giving her that. Her name still glowing on the screen. Rachel Bennett. Once my whole world. Now just another person making sure I remembered what I'd become. Unemployed. Uninvited. Unwanted. 6 months ago, I had a title. An office. A reason to walk tall. Then the layoffs came. Then the emails. No roles at your level. Too experienced. Not the right fit. Then came the silence. Rachel picked up more shifts. Her hands cracked from restocking shelves. Her family stepped in to help. Mortgage covered. Groceries delivered. Phone calls filled with fake laughter and hidden blame. And me? I sat in the same chair every day, laptop open, tabs blinking, waiting for something that never came. Until now. That call wasn't about dinner. It was a warning. A gentle shove out of the life we used to share. And I got it. I wasn't her partner anymore. I was her burden. But here's the part she didn't see coming. That night, I found an old notebook in the back of a drawer. Torn cover. Coffee stains. I flipped it open and wrote 3 words. Start. From. 0. Because if they were going to treat me like nothing, I'd show them what nothing could become. I remember the first time I saw it. Not anger. Not hate. Worse. Pity. She came home late. Shoulders slumped. Uniform wrinkled. Didn't say a word. Dropped her bag at the door like it was too heavy to carry. Walked past me. Straight to the kitchen. Same path. Same silence. I was still in that chair. Same as yesterday. Laptop open. Tabs blinking. 0 replies. She looked at me. Not with blame. Not with judgment. Just the kind of tired that doesn't yell anymore. The kind that's done hoping. I applied to 4 more, I said. She nodded. Poured herself water. No words. No, that's good. Not even a sigh. And in that silence, I felt it. I wasn't her partner anymore. I was a weight she didn't know how to lift. Her family saw it before she did. Her mom used to call on Sundays. Then Wednesdays. Then every other day. "How are you, honey? Still the only one working, huh?" Laugh. Pause. "He cooking at least?" Every joke felt like a body blow. At dinner, her brother passed me the salad. Smirked. "Careful. Don't strain yourself." They all laughed. Rachel didn't. But she didn't say anything either. Didn't even meet my eyes. One night, I heard her in the bedroom. Low voice. Phone call. Door half closed. "No, I can't talk now he's here." He. Not Jake. Not my husband. Just he. Like I was a stranger who never unpacked his bags. I lay on the couch that night. Eyes on the ceiling. Heart pounding like it was trying to crawl out of my chest. I wanted to scream. "Do you think I like this? Do you think I want to feel useless?" But I didn't. Because I knew. She didn't marry me to carry me. And I'd given them every reason to doubt. Then came the mortgage notice. 2 weeks behind. Her dad wired the money. And the notes? For Rachel, not for him. Not even my name. Just a digital reminder that I was no one. I walked outside. No jacket. Didn't care. Just sat on the steps. Cold in my chest. Colder in my gut. I thought about all those nights we dreamed together. Kids. Backyard. A place of our own. She believed in me like it was her religion. Now, she worked doubles. Her family paid our bills. And me? I was background noise. A problem she didn't know how to fix. That's when I whispered it. Then clenched my jaw and said it again. You either stay this version of yourself, or you burn it all down and start again. 5:42 a.m. I found the number. Tyler. Old friend. Startup guy. Something about logistics and AI. I hadn't talked to him in months. But I remembered the pitch. Back then, I said no. Now, I had nothing. No pride. No savings. Just one thing. Desperation. And sometimes, that's all you need to light the fuse. His name lit up my screen. Tyler. We hadn't talked in almost a year. Last I heard, something with AI, warehouses, predictive routing. I didn't get half of it. What I did get, he was obsessed. The kind of guy who doesn't sleep, who builds things while the rest of us are still making excuses. My thumb hovered over his name. Sweaty. Heavy. Like hitting send might shatter the last bit of pride I had. You still looking for a partner? I sent it. Instant regret. What was I doing? No money. No career. No credibility. Just shame. And silence at home that felt louder by the day. Ping. Reply. Under 5 minutes. 10 a.m. Office. 3rd floor above the vape shop. That was it. No, have you been? No, what happened? Just the address. The building was a dump. Broken elevator. Graffiti in the stairwell. Smell of weed leaking up from the vape shop below. I almost turned around. Almost. But then I saw him. Tyler. 2 phones. 1 whiteboard. No sleep. Talking to himself like a man halfway between genius and breakdown. He looked up. Jake. I nodded. Thought you died. Or moved to Nebraska. He tossed me an energy drink. Warm. Disgusting. I drank it anyway. You serious about working? I didn't even sit down. I have nothing else left. That's serious enough. He didn't ask for my resume. Didn't care about titles. Just started throwing tasks. Call this list. Build that spreadsheet. Follow up with Ohio. Learn what last mile tracking means by Monday. And just like that, I was back in motion. It wasn't glamorous. Bad coffee. Worse ramen. Early mornings that bled into nights. But I wasn't frozen anymore. I was moving. And for the first time in months, I felt awake. Not proud. Not successful. Just alive. Tyler was relentless. I need people who don't quit when it sucks. You in? I was. Week 3, our first win. Tiny contract. Regional retailer. They didn't believe in us. But they believed in the price. And the hustle. We had one working laptop. Invoices printed on a borrowed printer in a dorm room. Client calls done in a hallway. A shower curtain behind us pretending to be a conference room. And when that first payment hit, $3,200. I stared at the screen like it was sunrise. It wasn't the money. It was proof. Proof that I wasn't broken. That I could still fight. That maybe I wasn't done yet. Nights were still the same. Same couch. Same silence. Rachel barely noticed when I came in. Once she asked, "You really think this thing's gonna work?" I didn't answer. Didn't need to. Something was shifting. Not in the world. In me. 2 months later, we landed a national chain. 7 figures. I walked out of that boardroom in a $40 dress shirt, drenched in sweat, but smiling like I owned the sky. That night, I didn't go home. I moved out quietly. No fight. No goodbye. Just folded my shirts. Grabbed the laptop. Left the keys on the kitchen table. She was at work. I didn't leave a note. There was nothing left to explain. The man she married was gone. And the man I was becoming didn't owe anyone closure. The new place was small. Loft. Bare walls. No curtains. No couch. But it was mine. No tension in the air. No silence thick enough to choke on. No stares across the room asking what I'd done today. Just space. And something better. Peace. Second paycheck in, I bought a suit. Off the rack. Sleeves too long. But when I saw myself in the mirror, something clicked. Not the cut. Not the brand. The man. For the first time in forever. I didn't look like a man surviving. I looked like a man building. We kept pushing. Tyler pitched. I delivered. Back end, suppliers, fire drills, follow-ups. Whatever had to be done, I was on it. We hired interns. Then a part-time accountant. Then an assistant. The shower curtain conference room became real glass walls. The busted folding chairs? Gone. I'd walk into the building, coffee in hand, buttoning my jacket. And sometimes I'd smile like a fool. Because this was mine. And I bled for it. Then life decided to test me. Downtown. leaving a meeting, phone buzzing with contracts, suit jacket slung over my shoulder. She walked past me. Rachel. Same woman, same face. But this time, she was the one looking down. She didn't see me at first. Then she froze, turned, eyes wide. Jake. I nodded. Calm, quiet. Well, you look. I waited, didn't rush to fill the silence. Different. I smiled. I am. She opened her mouth. But I didn't give her the floor. Take care of yourself, I said. Then walked away. No anger. No weight. Just clean air in my lungs. She let go when I was drowning. Now I was rising. And I wasn't looking back. 2 weeks later, the gala. Big names. Cameras. Suits that cost more than my old rent. Tyler pulled up in a rented black car. I stepped out in navy tailored, clean, sharp. Flashbulbs. Voices. The low hum of money in the room. And through the crowd, I saw her. Rachel. With a friend. Just a guest. She didn't see me. But I saw her. Watching. And this time? Not with pity. With regret. A reporter pulled me aside. Small mic, bright light. You're one of the fastest rising founders this year. What drives you? I didn't hesitate. A memory, I said, of being invisible. And now? I couldn't hide if I tried. I didn't plan it. Not exactly. But success. It has a way of dragging you back. Right to the spot where you once hit the floor. We were planning expansion. Tyler said we needed a west side location. Distribution site. Easy access. Clean logistics. He pulled up the map. I froze. There it was. Our old street. The one I used to walk down carrying discount groceries. Praying the card would clear. Watching her drive off to work. While I stayed behind, pretending to be busy. Zoomed in. One lot for sale. Our house. The one her parents saved. The one they never let me forget wasn't really ours. Now, pre-foreclosure. Too many missed payments. Guess the bailout fund dried up. I didn't hesitate. Called my lawyer. Buy it. Quiet. Full cash offer. I don't want my name on it. Not yet. Symbolic? Maybe. But also strategic. And personal. Very, very personal. 2 weeks later, I stood on the sidewalk. Same cracked path. Same faded shutters. Curtains drawn like the house was ashamed to be seen. I didn't go in. Didn't need to. I already knew every inch. The porch we painted together. The fence I rebuilt by hand. The hallway where we stopped talking. That kitchen where I burned eggs. While she cried behind the bathroom door. That house watched me fall. Now, it was mine. I handed the renovation plans to our crew. Turned. Walked away. Didn't look back. 3 days later, her mother called. Number I hadn't seen in a year. Jake? Is it true? Did you buy the house? Silence. That home's part of our family. Rachel grew up there. Still nothing. Why would you do that? I let it sit. Then answered. Because I could. Click. That night, Rachel texted. You bought it. Why? Are you okay? I stared at the screen. Funny. All that silence when I needed her most. Now I was suddenly worth checking in on. But it wasn't me she was texting. It was the version of me she didn't think could ever exist. And I didn't reply. Not out of spite. Out of clarity. She wasn't asking about me. She was asking around me. I told Tyler. He laughed. Cold move, man. I shrugged. It wasn't revenge. It was balance. I wasn't out to destroy anyone. But I also wasn't playing small anymore. They made their choices. Now I was making mine. And the house. Just the beginning. The next move came in velvet. An invitation. Formal event. Black tie. Gala. Industry leaders. And the host? Charles Bennett. Rachel's father. The man who wired money with my name left out on purpose. His company was sponsoring it. And me? I was the honored guest. Funny how tables turn. The envelope was thick. Gold trimmed. Smelled like wealth. Inside, heavy cardstock. Bold serif font. Langston City Business Honors Gala. Hosted by Bennett and Langston Capital. Guest of honor, Jake Walker. That was me. Bennett. As in, Charles Bennett. Rachel's father. The same man who once told me. A man who can't provide doesn't belong in a family. I remember every word. Every pause between them. Now, he was hosting a gala with my name in the program. The ballroom was luxury from floor to ceiling. Crystal chandeliers, string quartet, waiters balancing $400 wine glasses like art. Tyler and I arrived just past 8. He went straight for the bar. I didn't drink. I scanned the room, like a chess player returning to an old board. They were all there. Her brother, her cousins, her mother, and then, by the floral arch, silver dress catching the light. Rachel, same grace, same posture, but something behind the eyes. Uncertainty, like she'd heard stories, but didn't believe them. Now she had no choice. Charles was mid-speech when he saw me. He smiled, then blinked. Just once. The kind of blink that tells you. He wasn't expecting this. He recovered fast. They always do. But I saw it. That flicker. That calculation. That regret. After the speech, he found me. Jake, I've heard a lot about what you're building. Impressive stuff. Handshake. Firm. Dry. Practiced. Thank you. Appreciate the invite. He smiled wider. Started talking strategy. Market movement. Synergies. I just nodded. I let silence work for me. Because real power doesn't need to talk. It just stands there and lets others orbit. And that night, the room was spinning around me. Rachel came up later. Alone. You look incredible. I nodded. I saw your name on the program and I didn't believe it was you. Why not? She hesitated. I guess I just never thought you'd become this. I looked at her. Not with anger. Not with sadness. Just clarity. Neither did you. She asked if we could talk somewhere quieter. Catch up. Just us. I declined. Not out of cruelty. Out of peace. Because closure doesn't come from words. It comes from who you are now. People don't get it. When they leave you behind, they think they're hurting you. But sometimes, they're freeing you. The night ended in flashbulbs. Donors. CEOs. City councilwoman on my arm. Flash. 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 Across the room, Rachel. Still. Watching. Not smiling. Not moving. Just. Watching. Next morning. Text. Can we talk? I've been thinking about everything. Maybe we made a mistake. I read it. Didn't type. Because before I could, a hand reached for my phone. Soft. Warm. The hand I wake up next to now. Everything okay? She asked, still half asleep. I smiled. Yeah. Just deleting the past. The first message was short. Hey, that night at the gala you looked amazing. Really. Proud of you. I didn't reply. 2 days later, another one. I've been thinking about everything. About us. Can we talk sometime? Still nothing from me. Then the third. Longer. Softer. Sharper. I know I wasn't fair. I let fear and pressure get in the way. You didn't deserve that. I see now how much strength it took for you to keep going. I miss you. I really do. There was a time I would have read that. With shaking hands. Tears in my eyes. Grateful for even a crumb of attention. But that man. The one who needed her validation to feel like a man. He didn't live here anymore. Now, I read her message. Like I was reviewing a resume. And honestly, she didn't qualify anymore. Still, I agreed to meet. Not because I wanted her back, but because I needed to look her in the eye and see the version of me I used to beg to be seen. Quiet cafe. Afternoon light. She showed up early. That was new. Nervous smile. Soft voice. You look even better than I remembered. I thanked her. She started talking fast. Everything she'd rehearsed in the mirror. I didn't know what I was doing back then. I was scared. My parents were in my ear. I was working crazy hours. I thought you were giving up. I nodded, slowly. And then, when I saw you that night, I kept thinking, that should have been us. That could still be us. She reached for my hand. I didn't move. I just asked, would you have said any of this if I was still on that couch? Silence. Her eyes dropped. I don't know. Exactly. That's the part people never say about reconnecting. It's not about love. It's about timing. And when someone only wants you, after you've made it, that's not love. That's just proximity to power. I leaned back and said it gently. No anger. No drama. You made the right decision back then. Her eyebrows knit together. Because if you hadn't left, I wouldn't be who I am now. She blinked. Swallowed. Tried to smile through it. So that's it. I nodded. That's it. I left before she could cry. Not because I didn't care. Because letting her cry in front of me would have felt like giving permission, and I wasn't offering that. That night, I walked through my new home. Real ceilings, real light, and silence. Not the silence of failure, the silence of arrival. She wasn't in it anymore. And that was okay, because someone else was. Someone who saw me when I had nothing, and still said, I see you. I believe in you. The next morning, I got a letter. Handwritten, elegant envelope, slanted cursive on thick white paper. From Charles Bennett. Let's meet. There's something we need to discuss. Man to man. I smiled. Funny how fast the tables turn. The restaurant he chose was upscale. Classic. The kind of place where people speak in low tones and sign deals that never make the news. He was already seated when I arrived. Dark suit. Perfect tie. Same face I remembered. The one that once looked at me like I was dirt beneath his daughter's shoes. Only now, his handshake lingered. His smile was tight, controlled, a little too careful. Jake, thank you for coming. You asked. I'm here. He ordered wine. I passed. I didn't come to drink. I came for clarity. I'll get straight to it, he said, leaning in. You've built something remarkable. The industry's talking. Your name carries weight now. I didn't respond. Let the silence hang. Let him work for it. And I think there's potential for us to collaborate. My firm is expanding into logistics. Your infrastructure could fill some gaps. Measured sip. Calculated eye contact. It could be mutually beneficial. I waited, then said, do you remember what you told me the day I lost my job? He blinked. Didn't answer. So I helped him out. You said, a man who can't provide doesn't belong in a family. His throat moved. Subtle. Tight. That was a different time. I nodded. It was. And back then, you were right. I couldn't provide. He relaxed. Too soon. I added. But now, I can buy the dinner, the house, the company name over the front door. I can buy the building you're renting this table from. His smile cracked. Jake, this isn't personal. It's business. It was personal when you used your money to humiliate me. Now it's just math. One last try. Look, we don't have to rehash the past. Let's talk about the future. I'm offering opportunity, respect, even redemption. Redemption, like I was the one who needed to be forgiven. I leaned forward. No anger, just control. I've already been redeemed. You just weren't there to see it. We didn't shake hands when I left. I didn't storm out. Didn't posture. I stood, buttoned my jacket, looked him in the eye. You want a seat at my table. I get that. But this table? It's full. Then I walked out. Slow, straight, silent. While he sat alone. Outside, my phone buzzed. New contract. New deal. New level. And for the first time in years, it hit me. I had nothing left to prove. Not to him. Not to her. Not to who I used to be. They'd all watch. From the outside now. The next morning. Call from my assistant. You won't believe who's here. Pause. Rachel. She's in the lobby. Says she just needs 5 minutes. I looked out my window. Downtown skyline. My name in silver across the glass tower across the street. Tell her. I smiled. 5 minutes is all she'll get. 5 minutes. That's what I told my assistant. That's all she was going to get. Rachel sat on the leather couch in the lobby. She stood when I walked in a little too fast. Like her body moved. Before her pride could catch up. She looked different. Not worse. Just smaller. Like the weight of everything had finally caught up. Thank you for seeing me. You asked? I'm here. Same words her father used. But my tone? No judgment. Just fact. I led her into a private meeting room. No windows. No audience. Just us. The beginning. And the end. Of an entire chapter. She started quickly. I know I don't deserve anything from you. But I needed to say some things. I let her talk. Let her carry it. I was wrong. Not just for leaving, but for not seeing you. I let people tell me you weren't enough, and I believed it. But you were fighting. The whole time. I see that now. She looked down at the table. I didn't fight for you. I gave up. And you didn't. I stayed quiet. Because silence was louder than anything I could say. I'm not here to ask for anything. Not a second chance. I wanted you to know I still think about what we lost. What I lost. She looked up. Eyes glassy. But she didn't cry. You became the man I always hoped you'd be. That line. That was the one. Because what I wanted to say was, no. I became the man you never believed I could be. But I didn't. I just nodded. I don't hate you, Rachel. She exhaled, like she'd been holding her breath for a year. But we're not the same people anymore. She nodded. Slowly. She's lucky, she said. She believed in me when I had nothing. And again silence. But this time, it felt different. As she stood to leave, I handed her an envelope. She looked at it, confused. What's this? A reservation. For what? A hotel room. One night. The same room I slept in the day after our divorce. She froze. Why would you? Closure. You walked away in silence. I'm giving you the same. She didn't speak again. Just took the envelope. Turned. Walked out. Didn't look back. And I didn't follow. Because sometimes, the strongest thing you can do isn't revenge. It's refusing to let them see your pain. That night, I sat on my balcony. Wine untouched. City lights glowing below. Silence all around me. But not the silence of loneliness. The silence of completion. I wasn't chasing her anymore. Wasn't chasing their approval. Not even recognition. I had become someone I respected. And that was enough. A week later, I got a text. You coming to the family brunch tomorrow? From her cousin. I laughed. Typed back. Sure. I own the restaurant. The brunch was at a rooftop restaurant downtown. Modern. Expensive. Polished like a diamond someone paid too much for. They didn't know I owned it. Not at first. Her cousin paused at the front entrance. Eyes on the plaque. Walker and Company. Hospitality Group. Rachel's last name used to be Walker. But in that building, I was the only Walker that mattered. They gathered at the long glass table. Cousins. Uncles. The same people who once pitted me in silence. Now, they smiled too hard. Laughed too light. Watched me out of the corners of their eyes. Rachel walked in last. She scanned the room. Found me already seated. Calm. Relaxed. Espresso in hand. She froze for a second. Only I saw it. That was enough. Her mother broke the tension. Jake, this place is beautiful. We had no idea you were involved. I'm not involved. Forks paused. Eyes lifted. I own it. Silence. No applause. No wide-eyed compliments. Just that still, sharp silence. That falls when truth lands. I didn't fill it. I let it sit. Let it echo. Rachel took the seat across from me. We didn't speak. We didn't have to. The air between us was full of everything already said. Or never said at all. Charles arrived late. Gave me a nod. Once, that nod meant power. Approval. Control. Now, it was acknowledgement. Nothing more. I didn't stay long. Just long enough. Long enough to be seen. To be felt. To remind them. You didn't break me. You built me. As I stood to leave. Rachel rose too. Jake, wait. I paused. She crossed the room slowly. You really own all this? I smiled. This? This is just one of 7. She swallowed hard. You're really happy, aren't you? I looked her in the eye. I'm free. And that was better than happy. Outside, my car waited. Not flashy. Not loud. Just a quiet black sedan. Clean. Sharp. Understated. Like me. The driver opened the door. I turned once. Looked back at the skyline. The city. The empire built from my worst days. And I thought, thank God they left. Because if they hadn't, I never would have found out who I could become. In the backseat, my phone buzzed. Tyler. We got confirmation. Tokyo deal's closed. We're global now, brother. I smiled. Rolled down the window. Let the wind hit my face. They laughed behind my back. Left when it got hard. Called me a failure. And now, they order from my menu. What do you think about Jake's story? He was abandoned, humiliated, and forgotten, but he found the strength to rise again. Have there been moments in your life when, after losing everything, you rose even higher? Write in the comments. Subscribe, more untold stories are on the way.